buttercup, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Benji here. I've got a personal build, which has been a minute for a personal build. I fought with it for a minute. I was gonna try to get this video out the other day, but it just one problem after the next. Man, I had to troubleshoot some things, and then once I got that fixed, then my blade messed up, and then I had to go get more solder and the process. So I finally got to play with something of mine that I've been wanting to build for a minute. It is my I did a video on it not long ago. It's my MHS Saber that I built with a pommel, tooth pommel that I got from my friend JR at Acolyte Armory. I'll leave a link in the description. Awesome pommel, man. I love it so much. This is one of the reasons why this build started up again, because this looked a lot different maybe about a year ago. I had a different 3D printed pommel and it was awesome, but I dropped it and it broke and I was really bummed out. So my friend Dylan, who I talk about a lot, y'all know Dylan Dembick from Dembick Relics, he would message me every now and then and be like, yo dude, what's up with that that one MHS Saber with the tooth? And I was like, I don't know. So then once he told me about that, then I got this, and then I was just like, all right, let's get back to it. And I took all my scrap pieces of stuff laying around. Y'all, I've done that with quite a few of my Sabers. It's usually leftover junk that I put together. What I ended up having was, I think it's a 4-inch body, MHS body that I had that had like a dent and already like a hole drilled in. So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. This emitter is, I can't even remember which one it is. I remember I shaved it off. It's usually a little bit longer. And then I took shroud material, cut up shroud material, got your KR flagship shrouds. This is just one of those things that, like, the more I played with it, the more it came together. My idea was, I wanted to do something multi-layered shroud-wise and something different than I normally do. You know, I usually do scrap flex inspired things. I love me a scrap flex. One of my favorites to do, taking the Graphics inspirations and going with it. So I wanted to do something different. This is kind of like, it's heavily inspired by the Wampa Claw. That Force Relics Wampa Claw is what I originally wanted to try and do something in that territory, because I'm just a fan for that claw style short saber, you know, and it was cool. And then once I started going in that direction, I took a turn and I was like, I want to do like a Kylo emitter type thing, where it's all crazy, you know, and there's a couple different emitter pieces inside, and you can kind of see when it gets lit up a little bit. And I wanted it slants, and then this started. There's a lot of layers and straight angles and curves and stuff that ended up being pretty cool. Like, you got these cuts go down right here, and then I got to cut down the box and then in and slant. So it's kind of like these little, I thought that was kind of cool looking. Like, it plays with the aesthetic of all the cuts and slants I'm talking about here. And then a low profile box from One Replicas. Cover deck wheel, carved into it, weathered it, dirtied it up, and dirtied up the pommel. I've got the claw marks here for sound ventilation, sound venting, and this thing is sharp. Gotta be careful. I dropped the kind of on the table one time and went to catch it. I was like, stabbed myself a little bit. So this has a Golden Harvest V3, which is an extra soundboard that I have. I'd love to throw a Crystal Focus CFX in this at some point. Maybe I will. But again, this comes down to me just not really spending a lot of money on a build to try to make something different. I had a couple of the Golden Harvest version 3 boards, so I was kind of put it aside to get into this one to install it. So this has, again, all the stock stuff. I have the basic lights and effects set up on it. A lot of the basic sound, all of it's stock sound fonts. I was going to put some other sound fonts on it, I just haven't got around to it. And all the stock basic folder of blade effects. The Golden Harvest version 3 has a lot of blade effects, and you choose if you want a basic or the advanced or whatever folder you choose, and they already have a ton of preset things. Haven't really played with that much. I really want to play with the editor once they get it up, because I'd like to make my blade specific colors and you know, different effects, like a flash on white and on all the stuff that I usually like. I'm pretty basic when it comes to a lot of that anyways. Let's go ahead and fire it up. This is, I think this is Classic Villain by Force. Put that blade plug in there. One more time. A blade plug is one of my razor style ones. I love doing them. Alright, let's put that blade in there. A little tiny blade plug. I'd like to try this style saber again, because I mean I can essentially do it again with pommel and shroud material and whatnot. I'd like to try and do a cleaner build and maybe a little bit longer or something, because it's crammed through in there. It's not much blade depth, not much room for a chassis. So yeah, about a half an inch blade depth. It's really short on the blade depth, but everything in this saber is not much room. I mean, if you look at it, you got your switches here, your connector here. Yeah, there's really not much room in this saber because it's such a small area in general. This is all hollow, but nothing really fits in there. The speaker kind of gets cut off right around the pommel insert. It's designed for that. So my chassis, my chassis is, you know, sits like right here. You don't have much room at all. So you got your speaker, your removable battery, your soundboard, your switches are right here, and then you got a connector right there. So you really only have like half an inch, but it's enough. Let's go ahead and fire this sucker up. I love it though. I love that. One of the things I think the GH, or yeah, the Golden Harvest V3 has kind of randomized stuff going on. Some clashes. This thing is not. I feel nervous, like swinging this thing around is kind of like, oh man, be careful. And it is, since it's multi-layered, it is kind of it's a thick boy for sure. Tip drag. Let's get some different colors. Oh, different blade effects. My bad. You got kind of just a pulse. With the Golden Harvest V3, you press once, you get the blade effects that it comes with. Looks like a strobe. I don't really need that. This is the unstable kind of blade, which is pretty cool. There's another one a little bit faster. Which looks pretty good. Yeah, man. This saber's cool. And it turned out pretty cool. This is kind of like a rain blade, I guess. Yeah, kind of like a rain blade. Not really my thing. And then back. Again, this is the basic package. Let's get some different colors. Double tap for color changing. This is like a lime. Oh, that looks pretty good. Your accent swings. Different colors. Green. Green looks great. Y'all know I'm a sucker for green. Look at that. Graphics thumb screw. Just feels right. The dark blue. This is like the purple. And back to red. So one of the things that I found kind of interesting, somebody told me on after my Golden Harvest version 3 review, if you hold the orientation of the Saber up and press the auxiliary to switch fonts,
balance.
You go in one direction. You hold it down, you go back. Let's go this way.
Balance.
Balance. Very strange. For Force Wave, you double tap, and it does a blade effect, which this one's wild. Green, then it kind of flames yellow back down to its normal color. This thing's hard to swing around. This is Cyborg. It's got a little bit of unstable. Let's. There we go. I love the power off on this one. If it's the right one, I think it is. It kind of fizzles. That power off, man. Love that power off. Let's see if I can get that power off one more time. I love that power off. You got daddy issues? Luke Skywalker? Guardian's very interesting. These are all the stock sound fonts for the Golden Harvest version 3. Lock up. The blade effect on this works great with Soundfont. Very crazy electric. Alright, let's move on.
Cryocarbon.
Cryocarbon. I love cryocarbon. Oh. I forget which one this is. Very basic. As far as just standard lightsaber sound. I like the swings. I like those swings a lot. Son of Darkness, which is a Kylo sound. I guess that's the same effect for that one. Eternal Prince is one of my favorites. It's like just this cool energy flow. Feels good in the left hand. Man, this one's hard to show off. It's so freaking bright. And Phantom, it's a Darth Maul. The Shadow, and the next one's Shadows, I guess. I don't know. It's they're interesting. It's just variations on Maul, from what I could tell. Oh, that's cool. This is the lockup. Notice when I let go of it. Very cool. And lockup's kind of random. Ooh, shadows. I like shadows on this. Man, that lime shows up crazy. And back to the classic villain. Classic villain might be one of my favorites. Favorite sound fonts of all time, man. I love the way that Vader Love that Vader sound. But yeah, turned out pretty good for just a piece of junk. A little look at that pommel better. Alright, there you go. Definitely like this thing. I want to get a really good amber on here. Yeah, turned out pretty cool, man. I think it's got that, like I said, it's got that Kylo feel to it. A little of that Wampa Claw from Force Relics. Little tooth. I mean, a little bit of Graflex influence. I had to. Yeah, I like the way all the lines kind of match up. Like this matches up with here. This matches in with the inside one. These slant down, come down. Multi-layer, guys. Multi-layering is cool. All the cool kids are doing it. And then the way it's got like, this goes down that way, that way, that way. Symmetry, right? All right, cool. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. This thing was fun. It was definitely a labor of love. I want to try another one again sometime soon, do it a little differently, see what else I can come up with. But all right, guys, that'll do it for me. I've got a couple sound fonts to come out and review. One I'm very looking forward to, which is my boy over at Repulse Custom Sounds. I was like, hey, man, and I'm totally tooting my horn on this. I'm sorry, Brandon. But I was like, hey, do a Terminator 2 sound font. And then I just like left it for like 2 days later. He came back, he was like, check your email. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I was working on Saber and stuff like that. And then I was clicking away and I saw Judgment Day. And I was like, oh, snaps. Dude, it's so much fun. So I'll be having a video for that and then taking a step back for just a second, trying to get caught up on things. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until the next time, may the force be with you.
Who's scruffy looking?